welcome back to my channel, Coffee and Pixie Dust. For those of you who do not know, I am Allie, and today's video is going to be my September favorites, so we're going to jump right in. So the first thing I have is a deodorant. This is the Schmidt's Rose and Vanilla deodorant. I might have mentioned this in my last favorites, but now I can really attest to it. I am using the non-sensitive skin formula, and I have not broken out. I do have like severe sensitive skin and I have to be careful what I use, but with this I have not broken out. They do have a sensitive skin formula, which I do love as well, and they also have the sensitive skin formula in the majority of their scents, which is awesome because not many people can use scents even if they have sensitive skin. When it comes to scents, I have to be careful, but this rose and vanilla one honestly is amazing. It's floral and vanilla, which are like two of my favorite scents. I haven't tried many of their scented stuff just because, like I said, I gotta be careful with scents with my sensitive skin. I picked this up at Target because the sensitive skin formula, for whatever reason, is not available at Target. So I needed to get a deodorant, and I decided to go with two scents that I knew that I didn't really break out from, just to see how it would work. But I'm definitely going to be looking to see if they have this one in the sensitive skin formula, but it works the best. It lasts the longest, I found, even in comparison to the Native that I used to use. This really truly lasts the longest. You can work out with it. I noticed with the Native when it came to working out, because I do Beachbody workouts, which have like kind of a spectrum of like cardio and weightlifting. The last one I did, at least, like it would wear off really quickly, and it would be like I would just really be like sweaty and really gross, and I just noticed that it didn't really help when it came to sweating. But this guy, I can work out in it, I can be in like 90-degree weather with it, all of the things, and I highly recommend this. This one is like my favorite deodorant. I'm never going back to anything. I will say though, if you are new to natural deodorant, you also have to be aware of the fact that you are going to have to reapply. I only have to reapply once a day. That's how well it works. But you will need to reapply it at some point. But I'm not somebody who naturally sweats a lot. I really only sweat a lot when I am in an emotional state, where I'm like at like something that I like don't like to be emotional, and I don't like, or it's like super hot outside, or I'm working out. Like that's kind of when I sweat, is when I'm nervous, / emotional / in those scenarios. So that's enough about this guy. I talked about this one in my last video as well, but I recently like have been using it a little bit more frequently because I've been obsessed with I straightened my hair for a funeral. I'm gonna try not to talk about the emotional stuff right now that my family is going through. But this is the High Shield Vegan Collagen Protectant Hairspray. I absolutely love this. It locks, it does all of the things, and it sprays. And I found this to be the best heat protectant, cruelty-free that I have used. I will say that I talked about the hairspray as well. We're going to talk about the hairspray in an empties video. When it's emptied, I'm kind of disappointed in something that I recently found with that, but we'll talk about that again. This works amazingly, absolutely love it. This I did not mention in my last video. This is the Revlon one-step volumizer. So I wanted a one-step volumizer back in March, and somebody for my birthday gave me a Target gift card, and it was a Target gift card for exactly $50. And at the time, I didn't want to spend the $70 for the Hot Tools one because Hot Tools is on Logical Harmony's gray list, and the Conair one had, and I looked at the reviews, had really like kind of crappy reviews. Like Conair I found is a hit or miss for some people, especially in the cruelty-free world. So I didn't want to do that. So then there was only two options left. There was three options left: the Revlon, the Hot Tools, and Drybar. I watched a review on the Drybar one, and I saw the review. I will link the YouTuber down below that I watched her for. And basically it was just like, wasn't worth the money. So I was like, I'm not spending $150. So then it left me with the Hot Tools and the Revlon. And then what happened was, instead of me using my gift card, my mom volunteered to buy me the Revlon one for my birthday since I wanted it. And I had decided that even though it wasn't cruelty free, I appreciated the gift because I knew I was going to use it. And although it doesn't stand for 100% what I would personally like to use, she went and bought it without me. Like, I went to work at my other job and I came home and it was there. Like, she went on her own. I told her that it was between the two and she just kind of took it on her own. So again, it's not cruelty free, but I do love it and I do use it. And I'm just going to put that disclaimer out there that I have learned during this cruelty free journey that it is important to give yourself grace and understand that it is okay to, you know, sometimes use things that you wouldn't normally use, because you know what, especially during pandemic, life is hard and money's tight and you got to use what you got. And that's all I'm going to say. If anyone's interested, there's also the same YouTuber who did Revlon versus Hot Tools. Like, she did multiple ones of the she said the only difference between the Revlon and the Hot Tools is that the Hot Tools is a little bit more smoother, but no one in my family could afford to buy me the $70 one right now. Now that I'm off on that tangent, so now I have three fashion favorites, and then kind of like random favorites over here, and then I have some TV, and I don't think there's any movies. So the first thing that I've been loving is my new tank top that I got for free. It is from Beachbody. It is for completing Morning Meltdown 100. It's kind of became one of my, I have the same one in black. This is gray. It's kind of became like my favorite tank tops to like lounge and sleep in and work out in, because they're just a really breathable material. They're obviously not ethical, but like probably not, I should disclaim, probably not ethically made, but I do like the softness and the feel of them, and it's for free. And I don't know about the rest of you, but I love free stuff. Moving on to the next fashion favorite is actually from Poshmark that I got from a fellow teacher YouTuber here on YouTube, and it is Hello Third Grade Jess Romano. This sweater has become my obsession this fall. It's originally from the brand, I really don't know what that says, but I love it. It's a kind of tunic length. It's got the lace detail in the back. It's a rustic orange, which I normally don't go for a rustic orange, but I really, really do like this color. It's perfect for fall, and I absolutely love it. Next, I have the only maxi dress that I own, because this is the only maxi dress that fits me perfectly and amazingly. It's from Carly Jean Los Angeles, which is an ethical clothing company. I absolutely love it. It's just a basic t-shirt dress that's a maxi. You can dress it up, dress it down, and I absolutely love it. And when I bought it, I was a little scared that it wasn't going to work because I am so short, but it works amazingly, and I highly, highly recommend it. Now, random favorites. I have like an accessory in here, some teaching things in here, and a pair. So the first thing I have is these sunglasses. These sunglasses, I had never heard of the brand Quay Australia till it came in a FabFitFun box when I used to get that. And they are the aviator sunglasses. They're actually a really good brand. I looked them up, and like prices wise, they are pretty expensive. So they are a good quality sunglass. I didn't see much in their ethics, which is kind of disappointing. But again, they were basically, I don't want to say basically for free, but I paid $49.99 for the box, and I got these like really good quality sunglasses and a pouch, and I absolutely love them. And I have an aviator style, and then I have Ray-Bans, which I love both of these, and I take care of both of them, and it just depends on what I'm feeling that day. And I only own 2 pairs of sunglasses. Next is Rachel Hollis's Start Today journal. This has become a staple in my morning routine. I don't know if I talked about this in my September favorites, but I absolutely love it. I write down my 10 goals every morning. I've been getting a little lax with it because, again, something came up with my family, and were dealing with a lot, and I just couldn't really find myself wanting to write about writing, but I'm going to go back into it. I absolutely love it. It gives you, today I'm grateful for, 5 spots for that, and then your 10 goals, and then at the bottom it says the goal you're starting with today. And the goal that I'm focusing on is the babies. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Next is a book. This is Jason Reynolds Stamped. I absolutely love this book. It was a really, really good read. I absolutely enjoyed it. I highly, highly recommend this. Educators and non. It talks a lot about history, stuff that we didn't really know. They don't really teach in history, which I really appreciated as a history lover. I can talk about this book all day long. And yes, it does talk about racism in the book because it says racism, anti-racism in you. But what I really appreciated about the book is that, yes, the racism is in there. Racism topic is in there is what I should say. And I appreciated that, and I really got value from that. I also liked the fact that they talk about a lot of things that we don't talk about in history. And that I really appreciated as a history teacher. They really tie the history into the racism, the anti-racism, and you. And that I really appreciated. So I just wanted to give that book a shout out because it is so powerful and so worth the read. And again, the history is just something that I really appreciate. Next is a planner. This is my happy planner. I am obsessed with it. I have everything in here. I literally write everything. My goals for October are right here. I'll share those with you guys. Emerald rank, 2 credit cards paid off, complete a workout program, baby step 1 to finish. We're going to talk about that in a minute. No co-buying, cash only usage, get a B in my class. I'm taking my educational psychology class, so wish me luck, folks and fellow teachers. Solid morning routine, drink 1 water all day, shake every day, Halloween fun. And then I just have my video schedule. And there you go. Next, I have a cookbook. This is again from Beachbody. It is the Fixate Beachbody one by Bobby, Kyle Brassis, and Autumn, and I just love it. It's got quick and easy recipes in here, snack ideas, lunch ideas, because I do meal plan, so it's helpful to have this around when I'm looking for healthy extra stuff. Moving on to TV shows. If you haven't already seen it, Alexa and Katie on Netflix is really, really good. Highly, highly recommend it. It talks about a girl with cancer and her family and her friends, and I just think it's a really, really good family-friendly show, which is very hard to find, by the way. Somebody explain to me why. Because I feel like when I was growing up, I had Boy Meets World, I had, Seventh Heaven, I had all of these family-friendly shows, and now raising my son, it's Full House, and it seems to be very hard to find family-friendly shows. So if anyone has any suggestions too of something I can watch with my son that's not necessarily a cartoon, let me rephrase this, that I can watch with my son in the room that's not necessarily a cartoon, if that makes sense, because I'm finding that certain things that I like is hard to do, if that makes sense. Moving on to podcasts. Hey America by Graham Allen, Hey America by Alyssa Allen, Dear America by Graham Allen, Leah Remedy and Mike Render's Scientology and the Aftermath. I've also really been liking Kale Lowry and V's new podcast. Their first episode is amazing if you are co-parenting like I am. Moving on to books. There is Blend. I already talked about Stamped, but there's Blend by Mashonda. I might botch her name, Mashonda something, and it's a really, really good book. Her ex is married to Alicia Keys, and it's all about co-parenting. I highly, highly recommend that book. Pride by Ibby Sobey. I will try to link everything down below. Is another really good read. If you love Pride and Prejudice like I do, it's a really great take on Pride and Prejudice. I highly, highly recommend it. 3 Wild Swans. 3 generations of women living in China. It's a really great book. It talks about 3 different generations living in China during different times, and it's a really great read. If you don't know much about Asian history, I'm really trying to learn more, I highly, highly recommend that book. It really, really opened my eyes to a lot of things that I didn't know about. And then the last book is The Lady in the Tower by Alison Weir. If you have been obsessed with King Henry like I have been, I would say out of all of the English kings, he is the one that I really, him and the Sun King, I'm really interested in learning about. Obviously besides Queen Elizabeth, but she's a separate entity in my mind at times. So I really enjoy learning about like European history. History is just something I enjoy, and I really enjoy reading that book. It talks about Anne Boleyn, who I feel is fascinating and needs to be talked about more. And we're going to talk about movies. Mary Queen of Scots. Again, I really like to read. I really like to learn things about history. I highly recommend that movie. It talks about the Scottish royal family, which I feel like we don't talk about much in history because it doesn't overlap in my mind. Like, it overlaps with France, but it doesn't overlap. That makes sense. And that is everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you do. If you're not subscribed, please go and subscribe. Really good day, and I'll see you all next time.